Good morning. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's probably 50 degrees. We're at Salt Point State Park along, I think we're in Mendocino County in California. Today I'm going to pack up. We're going to head south. I don't know where we're going to go, but it's a little too cold up here still. The tide pools here are supposed to be awesome. Low tide is in about an hour and a half, so I'm going to make a cup of coffee, and then we're going to go look at stuff that's supposed to be under the ocean. Let's go do that. By the way, you guys have heard me say it 100 times. Always get a green tent. This is a pay-for site, but if it wasn't, and I had an orange tent, I'd stick out like an orange thumb. So just do yourself a favor, buy a dark brown or a green tent. It's about a 1 mile ride down to the coast from the campground, which is perfect because at that distance, you don't really get all the dew and moisture that you would get if you were camping down here. It's low tide right now. And this water line is usually up here at a regular low tide. This is a negative low tide. And it goes all the way up into the crook of that bay at high tide. So we're gonna cruise down there, see what we can see. I'm guessing we're gonna see, what are those things called? Riveting video making right here. I'm sure you guys are all on the edge of your seats. I don't know, I'm gonna activate my brain and then I'll come back when my brain's activated. What we're looking for is red abalone. There used to be a ton of them over here and they got overfished and people started taking them illegally. Now this is a protected area and they're really hard to find and usually have to dive to find them. But this being a negative tide, we're gonna look for some red abalone. So there's a lot of life right here. If you see right there, we got a sea star, turban snails, we got some sea anemone, we've got the purple urchin, and we're actually looking at a red abalone right now. This is how well they're camouflaged. Cowboy boots are already slippery. They are very slippery when wet. So you got all this strange geological formations. Well, the tide's starting to come in, so this is all going to be underwater soon, which means it's time for me to leave. I'm just going to stand on the back to the ocean. I think that's the #1 rule. Always keep your back to the ocean. Lighting, framing. I'm going to go back, break down camp, and I might head north and then cut across the mountains and get warmth there. And I might head down south. So, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. We'll find out together. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The best places you'll ever find are at the end of a dirt road. One mile of dirt road is enough to keep most people away from the good stuff. I still don't know what we're gonna do today. It's too hot in the valley. It's gonna be like 94 degrees today, so I'm not gonna cross over the mountain pass. I'm going to stay coastal. I've got a super secret camp that I've never shown anyone before. It's my favorite campground. That's why I've never shown anyone. And it's about a mile or so away from the ocean, maybe 2 miles, and it sits right on the river. So it seems like a natural choice. I'm going to swing by there and see how that looks. By the way, this is where I got my microphone mounted now. It's kind of hydrating the beer a little bit. Someone asked me in the last video's comment what microphone I use, and I use the Rode Wireless Go 2. It's a great microphone. I can probably be 100 yards away from the camera, and it still maintains constant connection. So, pretty good microphone. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Battery lasts all day long. So, that being said, pitter patter. Let's get at her. Boy, if that don't put a smile on your face, nothing will. Woo! This is the Harley's first trip after the rebuild, and I was wondering how much I would enjoy this after riding that BMW. That BMW is so fast. It handles so good. The brakes on it are a dream. I was like, is the Harley still going to be fun? And the answer is absolutely. It's so much fun still bombing the turns on the Harley. Like, it weighs twice as much as the BMW, has half the horsepower, twice the stopping distance, but that's kind of what makes it fun. It makes you shit your pants a little bit when you push a Harley through its paces. And especially these bikes. So Harley redesigned the touring bike frames in 2008, I think. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at, by the way. I mean, look at that road. Dude, that is awesome. That's great. And since Harley redesigned their frames, I think in 2008, they made them way stiffer, and it's still a fun machine. That being said, Legend started sponsoring me about 3 or 4 years ago, and I put Legend suspension on every Harley I've had since then. And I gotta tell you, that makes a huge difference. I wouldn't feel comfortable riding like that on Harley Davidson suspension. I just wouldn't. Legend suspension is far and away better. It's amazing. So, and then I also put 1 inch taller suspension on my bike in the rear to help with cornering clearances. So we got a little traffic shut down here. So now I can talk to you guys like regular human beings. And the traffic light's going again. All right. This is the beautiful view where I'm at. This is the town of Jenner, right around this turn. And this river that's coming out right here is the Russian River. This is the little dirt road that goes down to my campground. Like I said, most good places are at the end of a dirt road. I'm going to show you guys why this campground is so cool. It's because of how secluded all of his campsites are. The biodiversity here is really amazing also. So they're kind of put up. Smells the devil's lettuce. The reefer. Strong too. Anyhow, these campsites all have an access directly to the river also. So they come with their own private path to the river. I could pull my bike all the way down in here, have my motorcycle right here, my tent under all these trees, and that overhang of the trees will keep all the dew off of my motorcycle. And this is the path out. So this isn't a very bad camp at all. We will strongly consider this site. I think this is site 3. And here's the exit. These sites are all cool because you get off the main road quite a bit. And I used to ride the BMW down here because it's so much lighter than that Harley. But now everything is so overgrown, there's hardly a path here. And yes, this is stinging nettle. You definitely want to wear your Levi's down here. If you don't know what stinging nettle is, congratulations. If you do know what stinging nettle is, hopefully you didn't find out the same way that I did. So here's one campground, one campsite right over here, one over here, and my personal favorite, which I think I'm going to pass on today. This trail is just too tight. I mean, back there it was hardly wide enough to walk on, let alone taking 1,000-pound motorcycle down. I mean, yeah, dude, this is really grown over. At least there's no stinging nettle here. Dude, nobody's used this one in a while. There's a food box. Here's the campsite. But everything's pretty overgrown here. And I don't feel like fighting. Oh, was that poison oak? No. I don't feel like that is. The things I do to try to share my experience with you guys, man. Damn it. Well, someone's gonna be itching for a few days. That someone, by the way, is me. I was talking about myself. I will be itching for a few days. You know, the other thing too, I know it's not harmful to be around it, but poison hemlock is such a dangerous plant that it always feels weird just being surrounded by this death machine, you know? You can always spot poison hemlock too by the red on its stalks. Not all poison hemlock will have it, but most mature poison hemlock will. And it's claimed that the red represents the blood of its victims. Bleh. All right, I'm getting out of here. Damn it. Ow. Did it twice. Oh, I just touched stinging nettle. My hand just barely grazed by it. God, man. Poison oak, poison hemlock, stinging nettle. This place ain't friendly at all. It's pretty. Well, we're not going to camp at the super secret spot. The Harley's too wide. The BMW fit. The Harley doesn't. So we're going to push on down the road. I think we're going to go to Bodega Dunes. There's a supermarket right by there. I can grab a steak. There's firewood. All the amenities a person would need. So we're off to Bodega Dunes. What a great stretch of Highway 1. All of Highway 1 is good. I don't care where you're at, man. Yeah, maybe like not like Santa Cruz, part Santa Cruz. And it smells like dirty hippies and patchouli oil, so. But almost all 1 is good. I'm not super pumped about the campsite. They only had one site left here too. It's also the disabled one. The good thing about the disabled sites is it's always flat, so that's all right. The bummer is there's no tree coverage. So when I get up in the morning, everything is going to be soaking wet. That's why I always tell you guys, make sure you camp under trees or an overhang, anything when possible. All the dew, it comes from the top and settles down. So if you're covered, then you're covered. I'm going to set up camp, and then I'm going to run down into town, grab some steaks, grab some firewood, and a cold step 2. Right now, it's 2:27. I'm going to start setting up camp, and I'll show you guys how long this takes me. $2:34. What was the last time? 2:27. So 7 minutes to set up my camp. Laid out the tarp, set up the tent, inflated my air mattress, my pillow. I'm ready to sleep now. 7 minutes. I wasn't particularly rushing this time. If it's raining, I can do it in 5. So once you do something enough times, you just get efficient at it. So there you have it, 7 minutes to set up camp. All right, I just grabbed a steak, some potato salad. Now I just got to figure out the firewood debacle. I don't really have space to carry my firewood. I didn't think about that. The BMW has such a wide back seat, and then the saddlebags are flat with the top of the seat, so it creates like a shelf. I think I'll just grab a bag of firewood and throw it across my lap. Oh, I grabbed a step 2 also, of course. I just stopped along the side of the road, and I met this fella right here. Say hello, Lester. So I met this fella, and he's selling firewood, and he tells me he's got a spot up here. I mean, we are right by the ocean. He says, I got a spot I can camp up here. Now, I already paid for my campsite here, but I'm going to go check out this spot. He says he's got a, it's like 60 acres up here or something. So let's check out his little property. My GoPro's going to die soon, so I got to make this quick. But what do you guys think about this property old Lester has here? Not too shabby, right? Oh, man, dude, this is a great campsite. If you guys want to see me come back and camp at Lester's place, let me know in the comments below. Even if you don't want to see me come back here and camp at Lester's place, I'm going to do it anyway. Look, you got great views of the ocean there, all the way across, and right here, this is Bodega Bay. Fucking great place, man. All right, I got to get back to camp. We're going to do step 2, steaks, fire. We're going to do all the things we didn't do before. Never underestimate the people you're going to meet on the road. I came here to buy firewood, and I wound up meeting this great guy, and he offered to let me just stay on his property, man. Like, you never know who you're going to meet on the road. Be open with people, be honest, be decent, and watch how the world opens up for you. You know, like, I've stayed at strangers' ranches in Colorado, South Dakota, Louisiana, Mexico. I've stayed with strangers all over the place, man. The world's a cool place. Don't be afraid. Just get out and do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Well, this is my first camp since Mexico, and I don't have any of the things that I'm used to carrying. I'm used to carrying like salt, pepper, used to carrying stuff with me. I got this ribeye steak. Looks okay. $29 a pound. Got a little corn on the cob we're gonna cook here in a minute. And the moment you've all been waiting for. Step 2. Lagunitas Maximus Colossal IPA. Robusticus flavorous. Convinced now. Shaken up from that trip up Lester's Hill. Oh. Yep. That's good. It's a strong beer. It's a 9% alcohol. It got dark out pretty fast. I got a steak that I cooked right here. I don't have plates, like I said. I've got this charred corn that I'm gonna peel. We're gonna do our best. This is rough. All right, we overcooked a tiny bit. That's medium. Always carry a sharp knife with you, by the way. This is a buck 119. These are fantastic knives. You know, that's pretty good. There we go. Oh man, look at that. If I had butter and salt right now, look at the steam off that. You gonna burn my face off? Let's burn my face off. Okay, well. I got a plan. I'm gonna head out that way, go catch the sunset,